morning or good evening, everybody, depending on where you are in the world. I think half of our team for us, it's evening mostly. Yeah, so today we are talking about Black Friday, and let me just introduce ourselves first. We are Hustler Marketing. We are an email marketing agency that works exclusively with e-commerce stores. Um, and today's webinar is going to be all about how to maximize your Black Friday, Cyber Monday revenue from email marketing. I'm the head of marketing at Hustler Marketing, and here I am with my colleagues today who are actually on the floors doing the actual email marketing. So let me just introduce everyone to my team. Okay, so we have Susanna, who's a senior account manager. Susanna, you can wave. Then we have Marina, who's also a senior account manager. And then we have Leonardo, who's an account strategist. We have Andrea, who's an account manager and also the marketing assistant. We have Danny, who's the design lead and head of Design Huddle. And then last but not least, we have Lucia, who's the Klaviyo expert. And Klaviyo, of course, is our exclusive email marketing platform that we partnered with. Most of our stores that we work with, all our clients are on Klaviyo because I think that's like the best for e-commerce. So a lot of the content in today's webinar is going to be about Klaviyo and the things that you can do with Klaviyo, but pretty much it applies to, I think, most of the other ESPs. All right, so without further ado, let's start. And this is today's agenda, so maybe you can give it a look and see what's in store today. So this is what everybody here is going to cover one by one. The webinar should last about 60 minutes. And at the end of it, we'll take some time for polls, for question and answer, and anything else that you might want to do, just chit chat. So hopefully you'll stick with us till the end because a lot of good stuff is right till the end. And if you want to call, anybody else who you think who might find this webinar useful or call colleagues, you can just send them the link of the Zoom. Today, I have not made this on registration only, so anybody can join really. All right. So on that note, we can get started. So let me just, before we even start, let me just give you a little pretext or a little background on why Black Friday merits a whole webinar of itself. Black Friday is one of the most important times for an e-commerce store, if not the most important time. For those of you who come from the e-commerce background, you might have observed that a Black Friday can get you anywhere between 25% to even 50% of your entire year's revenue in just that Black Friday month, sometimes even the Cyber Week. Last year, Black Friday was a record-breaking Cyber Week. And it was not despite the pandemic, but thanks to the pandemic, because all the physical stores were shut. So the brick and mortar stores' loss was the online stores' gain. So it was a record-breaking, whopping 34.4 billion USD spent in the Cyber Week alone, which was a 20% year-on-year increase, much against everybody's expectation that because of the financial recession, it will be a subtle or subdued Black Friday, but that wasn't the case. You can go to the next slide. And if past trends are to go by, and if this Adobe report is to be believed, this year is going to be even better. And this year, thanks to being slowly coming out of the pandemic, e-commerce stores or the entire e-commerce industry can expect to clock somewhere around 50 billion USD in the Cyber Week alone. And let me just tell you, this time Black Friday is on November 26th, which means Cyber Monday is on November 28th and Thanksgiving is on November 25th. So you do the math. Every time from between November 24th to November, say 30th is the Cyber Week, which is really, really crucial for your store. I'm just going to talk about, so the point of this webinar is, if Black Friday is so important, is your store ready to make 25 to 40% of its entire sale in just the Cyber Week? And we are here to tell you, yes, it's possible. And in this webinar is going to be the exact toolkit you need to follow to get there, to get the most revenue you can from email marketing alone. So let me just take you through some of the stats from our last year. Last year, last year, it wasn't just the best Black Friday across the e-commerce industry, but also for us. So amongst our 50 odd clients last year, they made 50 to 30% of the average revenue of all the stores came in the Black Friday month. 35% of their Black Friday revenue came from email marketing alone. This is a very, very crucial and very heartening start for us here at Hustler Marketing. And 15 to 25% of their Black Friday revenue, email revenue, came from just campaigns alone. And this stat is really important. You'll know as you go along in this, in the rest of the webinar. So how did we do in numbers? Last year, we made around 5.6 million USD amongst our 48 clients, I would say. Of course, not all our clients are equal. Some of them are, bigger than the others. Some are really, really small. But all our stores that we work with range from about a revenue of 30,000 USD a month to even 2 million a month. And we'll get to how much they clock. But let me just point you to an important stat here, that out of this 5.6 million, roughly around 45% was made by flows and 55% by campaigns. And this number is very interesting because usually in non-Black Friday times, flows tend to generate more revenue as far as email marketing is concerned, but only in Black Friday do you see campaigns generating more revenue because of all the campaign emails that go out. And later on in the presentation, we'll cover how campaigns contribute and what kind of campaigns you should be doing. So we'll get to that. But for now, please note down this stat. Of course, this stat is exclusively for us. But if you were to extrapolate to this stat to the entire e-commerce industry, I think that would be a fair thing to do, because 50 clients is a good enough sample, if not a sizable sample. All right, so these are just two of the examples. So like I said, not all our stores are equal. One of our biggest clients that we have is BlendJet. I hope everybody's heard of BlendJet here. BlendJet is this viral blender that you would have seen ads of. So yes, they have been with us for about over 3 years now. We've been exclusively doing their email marketing for over 3 years. And yes, year on year, they have seen, almost unbelievable growth from email marketing. And when it comes to Black Friday, it just goes to another level. So last year, they made 16% or 800K USD from email alone, which if you look at their overall revenue of 5 million was their overall store revenue. Of that, 16% to come from email is a huge deal, because the bigger the store, the smaller like the individual contribution from different marketing vehicles becomes. But then if you take a smaller store like this plant growing retailer that we cannot name at this point, they made 71% of their entire revenue from email during the Black Friday month. And this is a screenshot from Klaviyo. We are not messing, this really happened. If you look at where my mouse is, this 71% came from email alone. So yes, the average was 25% from email marketing, but we have clients from anywhere between 17% to 80% from email. So this webinar is going to be all about how you, if you own or you work for an e-commerce store, can get there. And I'm sure all of you have some sort of email marketing going, or if you don't, or if you're pretty advanced, but I'm sure you can always take back something from this presentation that you haven't been doing, or that could be really interesting to you. So hold on till the end of the session, and I'm sure there'll be something, once my colleagues start doing their parts, I'm sure you're gonna take back something from everybody. On that note, I'm just going to ask, before we come to our next speaker, I'm just going to ask if everybody can put on chat on how prepared are you for Black Friday as far as emails are concerned. Let's say on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being all your campaigns are ready to go, everything is just ready, waiting in your Klaviyo or whatever ESP and just ready to ship out, to zero being email, what email. So let us know where you are in your email journey so that we can also adapt our content according to where most of the people are. Shelby, Fran, Sophie, Cecilia, anybody? Okay, fine, that's good. Fran, what's the name of your e-commerce store if you're okay to share? All right, cool. So you can take your time and reply. Organic body care. All right, that sounds cool. All right, so we can get back to you can take your time and be available on chat. With that said, let's move on to the actual content of the presentation. And to begin with, I'll start with Marina, who's a senior account manager, of course. And she's going to talk about flows and campaigns, the bedrock of email marketing. And she's going to tell you what these are and how to use them the best during Black Friday. So Marina, all yours.
Yes, thank you, Monica, for the introduction. I will be talking about, like Monica mentioned, about flows, campaigns, and obviously, focusing mainly on Black Friday, Cyber Monday. So firstly, let's go briefly over flows and what actually are flows. So yeah, they're automated emails that are automatically triggered by either, a certain behavior. For example, I go onto a website, I see a product, I like very much that product, and I add it into my cart. Then, for some reason, I'm not convinced or I get distracted, but I don't go any further. So the product is left in my cart and I just close the site. So by doing this behavior, I will have triggered the added to cart flow, and I will start receiving emails that are related to this action that I took. So this behavior that they sense from me. So flows can also be triggered, like I just mentioned, by an action. So the most common action we can mention is just subscribing to a newsletter. So let's say, I open a website, a pop-up shows up, and I subscribe to the list. So I will now start receiving emails welcoming me into the store. So lastly, flows can also be triggered by a specific event. Let's say you're collecting your users' birthdays. That's a great idea. And now you can use that information to set up a flow, which will be triggered on any user's birthday. And you'll be able to send them an email, congratulating them, sending a gift, an offer, whatever you like. So yeah, I just wanted to go over that so we're all on the same page, about what flows are. And now that we are, I'll just dive right into it. So of course, if there's any questions, that come up at any point, some of these topics will be very technical. Just please, just note them down or write them in the chat, and we'll go through them, whenever we can, or at the end of the webinar, question and answer moment. So basic flows that we always recommend that all stores have live are the welcome flow, the browse abandonment flow, added to cart flow, checkout abandonment flow, and the post-purchase flow. And we'll talk about those more in a second, but yeah, for the sake of order and organization and in which order the steps should be taken, let's talk about the re-engagement flow first. So if we go to the next slide, you will see that why do I say the sake of the order? Well, basically because before Black Friday, Cyber Monday starts, like ideally before November starts, you would set up a re-engagement flow. Now, why would you do this? Because it's way easier to convince somebody who already knows your brand and has subscribed in the past and maybe even purchased or was active on your site or, was in any flow to make a purchase than what it is to get a totally new user to make a purchase. So, these people are really, really valuable possible customers, and we do not want to lose them. So who will be going through this re-engagement flow? Well, pretty much everybody who you haven't been emailing in the past let's say 6 months. And also those who haven't been, like opening your emails or going through the site or engaging in any sort of way with your brand. So the idea would be you create a segment with these people, and then you would set up a flow that is triggered by that segment, and then you back populate it. So here, the subject line will be crucial. You got to remember these people, these people, they have not shown interest in your brand in a long time. So usually we will need to offer them something to re-engage them. You can even say, they'll get access to an early birds list in Black Friday, or, click here and you will get a $5 extra off on top of our Black Friday offer on your purchase, just a little something to get them interested. And probably you need to mention that on the subject line to get them to open that email. So once that's done, we've ideally increased the list size, and we want to be ready for when Black Friday, Cyber Monday hits. And one really important thing that we will need to keep in mind here are the flows, the ones we went through a minute ago, the basic flows. So, a lot of people go through your flows and, they're really targeted. Flows usually have great conversion rates because they're showing a person exactly what they were looking at on a site. So to make the most of this, ideally you would revamp all of your flows to coincide with the Black Friday, Cyber Monday offer. Now I know redoing all of the flows can be too much, and I understand, it's a lot of work. So one little trick you can do is just creating a generic banner that can be added into all of the flows, at the top of the flow. So now you're not only showing the person exactly the item that we're browsing on the site, you're also telling them you can get it at a really amazing price. So that's, a way to make the most out of your flows. So now, to close on our flow section, I just wanted to add a little treat, a little, kind of thing I thought was fun. And so this is not just, one of those basic rules that you should be doing, or that, like we recommend everybody do. It's just a cool idea that we've tried before with some clients and it's worked really well. So, if you think it could be interesting for your stores, you can just go ahead and give it a try. So basically what you can do is add a banner on your post-purchase flow and giving them a special offer for Cyber Monday. So let's say you've got a store that sells food or clothes or nutritional supplements, just anything that would make it possible for a person to buy from you and then buy again a few days later. We do this because it's easier, to convince somebody who is already convinced enough, so convinced that they already bought from you, so they trust you to buy again, So what we're doing is we're maximizing the lead, we're maximizing the customer lifetime value and trying to increase the repeat purchase of that person. So this is a little trick that if your brand would fall into a category that would make sense for a person to maybe buy again in a few days after they already bought, just because you're giving them, free shipping. So then it's not like, oh, okay, but now I'm paying shipment twice. No, okay, you got free shipping plus the offer plus, let's say, a little extra, and then it makes sense. Oh, okay, yeah, it makes sense, for me to buy again, because it may, it's not in a problem with my latest purchase. So moving on. So that's all for flows. I see there's a question in the chat. I couldn't read it. Let me go. Should the re-engagement have a holiday coupon? I mean, absolutely. I would suggest to, make sure that the re-engagement flow has some type of offer, coupon, or just any type of thing that you can twist it around to make them be interested in buying from you, or at least engaging with you with the, you can do like mystery gift and you don't show them what it is, or maybe just have you checked out all our new products if you got like a new launch, so you can give them access to a new launch, to new products, early access to your Black Friday deal. If you can't increase the deal, you can just give them early access, or just increase the deal, or just whatever you can find that will be profitable for you, but also you think will be interesting for your audience to re-engage with you. So yeah, now moving on from flows, let's go in a bit into campaigns. I thought maybe we could talk about some of the basic campaigns I think really always work and that you should be trying out. And the first one, and we can't not start with this one, is a teaser campaign. I mean, teasers make a lot of money. The reason is basically, I think we need to understand like the psychological state people tend to be before Black Friday. They're just ready to buy. They know this moment in the year is coming, it's close, and they're just ready to buy from their favorite brands. They're just, they probably already know what they want to buy. So, you know, the excitement is already there. And if you work that around well enough, you can get them so excited that they will buy from a teaser campaign. And I mean, last year, one of my clients, we sent 3 teaser campaigns. And just from those 3 teaser campaigns, we made 13K. And, you know, it's crazy because that is great revenue, because that is purchases that were made with 0 discount. You know, they were full priced purchases. So that's ideal. So really, the more teasers you can do, the better. Like, people just get them excited, work around with colors, with ideas. This is an example we used last year for one of my clients, and it literally said, maybe don't buy today, stock up for tomorrow. And yeah, they didn't really care about what we were saying. They bought anyways. So yeah, just get them excited beforehand, before you open. So yeah, the next campaign we want to talk about, this is, I know this is very particular, but also I also see a lot of consumable products being, you know, having online stores. So I think it's also a very big niche right now. So I thought maybe we should discuss it in case anybody here has a store that could apply to this. But this is something we did last year for Black Friday, and it worked so well because, yeah, okay, you've got a consumable product. So maybe people will not buy as much as they would want because they know it would expire, or it wouldn't make sense just to have a great stock of this product at their home. So what we did was use your Black Friday offer, just buy as much as you want, and you decide when we will deliver this to you. So they could pick a later date when their products will be shipped to them. So that made, you know, like the revenue and the you know, the purchase price and the sale like so much bigger, because they were so excited about this opportunity. They were just buying even more than they would consume in any other occasion, just because they found it so exciting that they could decide. They were giving this opportunity. So yeah, I mean, if you got a store that really that could, you know, work for this, I really recommend this strategy because it worked wonders. So the next one, I mean, this is just so basic, but I could not mention this fact. So it's so important how you open the sale, and that your emails, you know, they have that flashy thing about them, you know, that when the person opens the email, they're immediately attracted to what they see. So it's, you know, it's that first instant of added excitement to them, you know. So this was, I think this is a campaign from BlendJet to open the Black Friday sale last year. And I mean, I just thought it was so good because it has every condiment, you know, it's got color, it's got a GIF, it's got the thing flying, and, you know, it's just so wonderful. And you open it and you just kind of want it, you know, it's impossible not to be attracted to it and to feel something from it. So I think it's really important to play with that excitement, and to really make sure that the banner of your email has that impact. And that also, you know, you need to understand most people are going to be opening their emails from mobile. So when you think about your campaign, you need to think that they shouldn't be scrolling too much to see your offer or to click on a button. So they should be able to open the email on the cell phone and just see the offer there and have a button there. They shouldn't be having to scroll to do anything. So it's just everything on the banner. And then if you want to add more information in the rest of the email, that's perfectly fine. But just make sure, you know, they're not required to scroll to get to the offer or the button. So yeah, that is all for me. I know there's a question. What's this? Well, that was actually done internally by the store. So yeah, I can't really help you there. I don't know if anybody else maybe has worked with this before and can help you out here. Okay.
All right.
If I may jump in, I'm not sure. Like, I think this should be some app that Jerky is using. I think maybe one of us could check while the presentation is going, and maybe if we don't have the answer now, I think we can then reply later through email. What's the app that this client is using in specific?
All right. So, Fran, we'll get back to you with an answer. So cool. So we anyway have Leonardo now, who of course is a star account strategist over here at Hustler. And he knows a lot about email marketing and all the technical nitty-gritty. So I'm just gonna pass on the mic to him. And he's gonna tell you how and when to start preparing for Black Friday, dividing into month, a week, a day before Black Friday. So Leonardo, all yours.
Yeah, hello everyone, and I would like to thank you for joining our call today. So as Monica mentioned, I'm an account strategist for Hustler Marketing. This is accounting to be my third Black Friday at Hustler, so quite some time now. I'll be speaking about like these tips on what to do like a month, 15 days before, 1 week before, and even a day before Black Friday. And I'll be touching on some points that Marina addressed, and then I'll also set the stage for the rest of the presentation, moving forward with some points that I'm sure Susanna will also address. This will be a bit technical, but bear with me. I'll try to simplify it as best as I can. So let's start with what you guys should do about 1 month before Black Friday, Cyber Monday period, which will be next week, right? So next week will be about 1 month before this whole period begins. So we start off here with this segmentation thing. So for everyone who doesn't know, like a segment in Klaviyo or any other email provider is this bucket in which you can put in customers from your list based on different definitions. So for instance, you can have a segment in which you can only get in if you have placed an order at least once in the last 30 days, or checkout started at least once in the last 90 days, or viewed website, whatever metrics you want to choose. So basically what you want to do then is you want to separate your list. You want to really segment it hardcore. So you want to separate all of your customers based on these different levels of engagement. So what we normally recommend our clients doing, and what we normally work with, is we separate these customers based on their engagement level. We separate them based on their order count, high potential customers, how likely it is for them to make a second purchase, or if they are VIPs and they've made multiple orders in the last 6 months, for instance. So there's a lot of different strategies for this segmentation, but the point is you don't want to just send in bulk and have the same voicing to all of your customers. You really want to adapt it to these type of segmentation, right? Marina addressed this point about re-engagement flows, right? And it's super key that you guys have these re-engagement flows in place, because ideally what they do is they will, as time progresses, they will always start re-engaging your customers. But if you don't really have too much time to build a whole re-engagement flow from scratch, another strategy that you can follow is you can create an unengaged segment, and then you can sample it into smaller samples, as the name suggests. And then you can send these smaller samples of unengaged customers and put them together with your engaged segments in your regular sends of campaigns. Maybe the voicing won't be just as much adapted to a re-engagement strategy, but at least you'll be able to still send campaigns, have a somewhat healthy deliverability rates, and still engage some customers, right? So this is the strategy that will optimize the most in terms of deliverability and re-engagement efforts 1 month before Black Friday, right? But ideally, as Marina mentioned, you will want to have a re-engagement flow way before this whole thing. But this is a strategy that you guys can follow, and something that we also do internally for some of our clients. So another thing that Marina also addressed would be making sure that all of your flows and pop-ups are really up to date with this Black Friday, Cyber Monday theme, right? So this is a big period for e-commerce stores, right? And you don't really want to miss out on it. It's not like it's just one big holiday. This is a whole big thing for commerce, right? So you really want to make sure that your welcome flows, your cart abandon flows, your pop-ups, like all the messaging is in accordance to this Black Friday thing, because like most revenue for e-commerce stores will come from this period in proportion to the rest of the year. So really adapt it, make sure that it's in place. And also, you will also gain new customers in this Black Friday, Cyber Monday period. So it's not like you're just building this messaging for your already existing customers. You'll also acquire a lot of new customers, right? And you want to be congruent from the get-go and show this congruent message to these new customers from the beginning of your relationship, so that, for example, on the next Black Friday for next year, they're still here and they're still a customer of your store. And that will happen if all the messaging and everything seems super pro and everything is in line within the same strategy, right? So now moving on to what we recommend doing 15 days before Black Friday. So still kind of addressing the whole re-engagement efforts and the unengaged samples, right? There is a chance that you end up damaging just a little bit your deliverability scores and your open rates, right? So now 15 days before Black Friday is the time where you want to build back your email reputation. You want to take it down a notch a little bit on your re-engagement efforts, and kind of just make sure that you normalize this damaged reputation and bring back those open rates right up, so that you're just set in place for this Black Friday that is approaching, right? So also another thing, and this is really, really key, and I would really like to emphasize this, and even if you're not outsourcing your email marketing to an agency, but this is really important and something that we really pay heavy attention at Hustler Marketing, is having the creatives ready with quite some time in advance. So Black Friday, once again, big period, right? So you really want to be certain that all of your copy, all of your design is ready way before Black Friday, so that in case you need any urgent edits, in case you need to change something, you have enough time to do so, right? Or you have enough time to check your campaigns and check that all the links are working, check that all the copy is correct, check that all the design is also in accordance to what you want to send out. Because, like, for example, you'll also be sending more campaigns or setting more flows live in this period, right? So it's not like you're just checking your regular outflow of campaigns. You'll kind of have to double down or even triple down on these, right? So you really want to have a lot of time to spend making sure that this is correct. And finally, here on this point, some people also prefer, and some clients, some stores prefer to have just this dedicated promotional flow just for Black Friday. This is something that we also throw it there, just in case you want to consider building just this dedicated promo flow. And the difference between the flow and the campaigns would be that you would not have to check every single day that everything is going well, or every few hours. So you will have the flow built with the whole logic, conditional splits, taking customers out of the flow if that's applicable, right? So that's something you want to consider, and we just want to show you what are the weapons of choice that you guys can use during these Black Friday and Cyber Monday. And a dedicated promo flow is definitely one of them. So yeah, okay, no questions yet. So yeah, about 1 week before Black Friday, right? So once again, and I'll keep emphasizing this. So Black Friday, Cyber Monday, big period, right? So you'll have a lot of traffic coming into your website. So please make sure that you have your website up to speed. Make sure that everything is really optimized. So we found out in one study, for example, that a 1 second delay in page load time would yield in around 7% loss in conversion rate, which is a big number, and especially, again, in this Black Friday, Cyber Monday period, right? This 7% can escalate to a big amount of revenue if you look out to the whole revenue of your year, right? So really make sure that your website is up to speed, is optimized. The pages won't take too much time to load. Please don't oversee this, right? This is really key. And yeah, like these 7%, for example, like just imagine like if you have this one flow that does 7% of your revenue, it's a flow that's worth having, right? So treat these speeding your website just the same way, because as you can see, like it does matter. So yeah, just these last 2 points. So increasing your server capacity, yeah, just make sure that you can have as much traffic in your website without having your website actually crashing. Yeah, like I don't think there's, I think that's pretty much self-explanatory, right? And then again, triple checking that all of your campaigns and all of your flows are up to date, and are in accordance to the messaging that you want to send out. Like, and Lucia will also speak about this on the do's and don't parts. But yeah, like check all the links, check that the discounts are working, check the and I'm emphasizing this over and over again, but this is really key. Like you don't want to have campaigns that have typos or a link not working in this period, because it will cost you money. So now, one day before Black Friday, so as usual, one day before Black Friday, we'll land on a Thanksgiving, and this is a point that we don't really have here on the presentation. But if you want to do something in regards to Thanksgiving, definitely do so. And there's countless ways of adapting it to the Black Friday messaging. But something that we also like to tie it with, or something that we like to do, and there's also countless strategies and ways to go about this. So you could do a landing page, or just sending these to your most VIP customers. But again, I think Susanna will touch more on this. But yeah, so one day before, definitely send out an early access email to your early birds or VIP customers, because these are the customers that are the most engaged with your store, the ones that come back more and more. So these are the ones that you really want to make sure that you nurture. You want to make them feel special. You want to excite them. And yeah, as Marina also said, like this email here, for example, just mark your calendar, like this made sales even without the discount, right? So it's a recurring behavior. So yeah, definitely do that. Make sure that you really make your most engaged customers feel valued. Yeah, at the end of the day, we're all humans, and we all like to feel appreciated, right? And this is not different. So yeah, that's it from my side. Let me just check the chat. So if you balance retail locations and e-commerce, would you create a better discount on one versus the other in store? Okay. I don't know if someone wants to touch base on this point, but I would say so. I would say try to have the same messaging and the same discounts on Black Friday, so both online and in your physical store. And if that's your case, maybe really hamp up on the online side, especially on Cyber Monday, because that's always been the holiday that was very dedicated to online stores. So if that's your case, have the same. What I would do would be having the same sale on Black Friday for both physical store and online store, and then Cyber Monday, I would go a bit extra hard on the online side. And then you can also play around with cart abandoned flows for customers that have engaged in this Black Friday sale online and just are in need of this extra nudge for like in order to purchase. But yeah, that's kind of what I would do, and I hope I answered your question. So yeah, that's it from my side. I think Monica, now you can pass on the word to Susanna.
Yeah, thank you so much, Leo. And yeah, today is 21st, which means yeah, Black Friday is almost a month away. So I guess Leo's slide is to be taken very seriously, especially the part about 1 month to go. Thank you so much, Leo. On that note, I'm going to have another star, Senior Account Manager, Susanna. And yeah, that picture is 100% how Susanna looks like after her email performed.
That's true. It's very true. Thank you, Monica. So today, my part will be to talk about some of the best practices for Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Now, if we go on the first slide, I decided to divide it for for the sake of time, into basics and more interesting ideas. And the reason why is because we could just keep talking and talking about Black Friday, Cyber Monday strategies. We would never end the webinar. So I thought maybe some of the basics would be good for those of you who are beginners, haven't got into email marketing yet, or they're just starting. And then some of the nifty ideas are just a little bit more spicy, more interesting. For those who are more seasoned. So the basics will be things like the early bird and VIP offer, which is something that's already been mentioned. We're just going to go a little bit deeper into it. Tier discounts and ways to increase fear of missing out. And then the nifty ideas will be things like price drop updates, surprise discounts, and then some controversial angles. So if we get started with the basics, have a super early bird offer. So this is really just something that you'll hear us repeat it over and over again, but it's really important. It kind of ties in as well with the question that I think Fran had about, online incentives versus like physical store incentives. I think your list should really be rewarded for having signed up to your store. So one way that you can reward them, either for being early bird or for being extra engaged, or VIPs, those who have placed really high value orders or multiple orders over time, they should be rewarded with a better offer. For sure, so that they already know your product, they already love you probably, and they just want to be seen and validated, and so it's nice to just give them an extra reward. This is also a really great opportunity for you if you have a product launch in mind, to kind of release that product only for certain people that are, in the early bird list or VIPs, and they can have it, they can purchase it in advance before it's released to the whole audience. And that way they know that it's not going to go out of stock, you're not going to run out. The other option is to just simply give them early access. So the same Black Friday, Cyber Monday offer as everybody else, but more days to purchase, so that they know that their favorites are not going to run out of stock. And then the other option would be to just give an extra discount or extra perks, like a free gift, or if the regular sale will be 25% off, you could go 30% off for these people, or add a free shipping on top, or you can even mix and match all of these options. I see already, I think there might be a question. Okay, awesome. I'm glad to hear. So let's move on to the next one. And of course, just leave anything that you're wondering about, even make it very store specific. We're going to get through it and then answer for you when we have a minute. So the ways to increase fear of missing out, I think you probably have heard of some of these ones, but I think something that you should start preparing emails for is out of stock items or low stock updates. And these don't always have to be realistic. It can also be just a marketing gimmick, and just reach out to them to let them know that there's only 2 or 3 left of a product, maybe that they viewed already. And that will just kind of push them into going back to see the product and buying it. And also out of stock items, if there's anything that's running out of stock, let them know, and then maybe give them a few of like alternatives at the bottom with a product block. Let them know, oh, this item is not in stock anymore, but you can still use your discount on this one and this one and this one. The countdowns timer is just such a classic. And I think if you're not using countdown timers yet in your promotional emails, you're missing out on a lot of possible revenue. Nobody knows why they work, but they always work, and they just get everybody so scared of missing out on this opportunity. And whether they're real or not, or perpetual timers, or with a real deadline, they will still be more likely to click. So you get them one step through the door to get into the website and then possibly make a purchase. So don't miss out on that. And then I think Daniela actually will show us some examples design wise. And then the last one would be to make sure to send your shipping deadline. So this is the perfect time. Everybody is waiting for Black Friday, Cyber Monday to purchase their gifts, either to treat themselves or for their family and friends. And this is an opportunity for you to push that pain point and just let them know, hey, you only have this limited amount of time to get those presents in before Christmas or before the holidays. Otherwise, you'll miss out, and you might miss on the shipping date, and they will just you will disappoint your friends and family. Nobody wants to do that. The third option is tier discounts. So this is, I think this is something you can A/B test. I know a lot of audiences prefer just a regular percentage, and I think that's the most obvious one. When you shop Black Friday, Cyber Monday, you see huge, 60, 50% off store-wide. But I think tier discounts actually have a huge advantage because, first of all, it gives an opportunity to those who might not have the budget, to sometimes there's like some minimum spend to get that percentage. In this case, you could give them, a lower percentage off, but they don't have a minimum spend. They could just buy whatever they want. And then the other way that it's beneficial to you is because it encourages them to buy more. So if there's more percentage off, the more they buy, they will most likely buy in bulk. So for example, for consumables like supplements, you can encourage them to buy, for 2 tubs, you get 1 free, for 3 tubs, you get 2 free, and so on. And so they'll probably buy more now to then save later and just keep it there, stock up in their cupboard or something. I see there's something else in the chat, so let me take a quick look. When would you send this type of email? Which one? Was it the shipping deadlines? Let me see if I can go back. Or the out of stocks. So I can the out of stock. So the out of stock, I would send it when you have an item that is, is out of stock, just to kind of let them know. You could send them as an update throughout the Black Friday, Cyber Monday week, and just let them know. Not all of them, but maybe the best sellers. And as a marketing tool, I would use the low stock update. So that's I think the one that you can kind of make up and send whenever you want. And I would send it if you're sending a sale opener in the morning. Then I would probably send maybe a low stock update at lunchtime or around 5 p.m. Usually, I personally believe that lunch times around 12 and 5 p.m. are the best times to send your emails, because people are kind of working from home. But in the past, usually, you would get your lunch break, and that's when you have the time to really browse the internet and just make your purchases. And then at 5 o'clock, usually people just stop working and again, they get on their laptop. They might want to do a little bit of shopping. So I think those are the best times to send these emails. And you could have one template ready with different products. So it's also very low effort and kind of the same copy. Just make sure to change your subject line so it doesn't clip in your inbox. So if we move on to the nifty ideas, so something a little bit more interesting, more controversial, we have the price drop updates and happy hours. This is similar to the low stock updates, where instead you will let them know that there's a specific time of the day where a certain product will be additionally discounted. So it's like a happy hour. You tell them every day, starting today at 5 p.m., between 5 and 6, a new product will be discounted even more. So if your regular sale is 25%, you can have, the 25%, and on top of that, you can add the free shipping for this hour, or you could turn it into a 30% for this one product only for this hour. So this really pushes them into buying right away, basically not miss out on the opportunity to get an additional discount. And we call them happy hours because obviously they are happy hours, but just not for drinks, for e-commerce. The next one is a surprise discount. So this is kind of like a mysterious way to get them to click. And again, the most important thing is, of course, opening your emails. But once you get them to click, they're on your website. They can't leave. They're gonna be like attracted by your products. They're gonna be browsing. So something you can do is give them a surprise discount. They will not know what it is. They will have to start the checkout to find out. And that kind of, adds on to that curiosity and being interested and being hyped up to see what it is. It's like a surprise, right? You can also do this with products. So you could have an email where you have one product in particular that's on sale. You could blur out the picture and let them know, this product is discounted 40% off, but you have to click on it to actually see which product it is. So that could also be a nice way to get them onto the website. And then, they get hooked onto the products that they want. They start browsing and adding things to their cart. The third more nifty idea is a little bit of controversial angles. So one of them we've seen is kind of like, do not shop this weekend. And Marina was saying, oftentimes they get so excited that they will shop even though they know there's no discount, they just get so drawn by it. It's really just about that curiosity. So that's something that you can send out. And the other option is to have a different Black Friday, Cyber Monday stand. So I would assume everybody that's here attending is thinking of doing a Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale, but you can also not do it and change your point of view to be more like a customer appreciation month, or to kind of focus more, like you see in the email on the side, purpose over profit. So just focus on the charity that maybe you're donating to if you have one, or pick one to use during this time. You know, a lot of people feel much better making a purchase knowing they're also contributing to a good cause. So that's something that you can promote during this period. And that is pretty much it for my side. I see that there's something else in the chat, so I'll just take a quick look. Does Klaviyo have the surprise discount feature for their opt-in email capture window, or do you use another app? I think are you talking about maybe the Willio discount, like a spinning wheel? That's kind of, because in Klaviyo, what you could do is you could create a regular opt-in, like a pop-up, and then you could just, you know, add a GIF like the one that we created here. Let me just go back to it. And just kind of encourage them to sign up without telling them exactly what it is. And then you could always have the same discount, because I think people who usually opt in will only opt in once, right? So they will never find out if there's different options really. So you could just have set up your 15% off on your welcome flow that Marina was talking about earlier. And instead of telling them it's a 15% off on the pop-up, you could just tell them you will find out only once you receive the email. So just sign up and just, you know, you'll see on the email, it's a surprise. We won't tell you. Okay, so I think I'm done for this part, and I will leave the word to Monica and Daniela. So
Thanks,
thank you so
Susanna.
much.
That was some very nifty tips and tricks indeed. Cool. And yeah, keep looking at the chat. I think Fran has questions. All right, so now coming up is one of my favorite parts, because I like looking at anything that Dani does. She is, of course, the design lead, and most of our, if you've seen most of the emails that we've done, the design just shines through, because that's the only thing you can actually see. So Dani is going to talk about her secrets and how she does it. So all about the design practices for the Black Friday emails. Over to you, Dani.
Thank you, Monica. So hi guys, nice to meet you. So today I'm gonna talk about 7 tips. I'm gonna give you 7 tips, which are essentially, in my opinion, for you to like get the most of this season in terms of design. So as Monica mentioned, and it's normal, in like it's human. The first thing you see is design, right? So we only complement in a way the greatest strategies that the account managers develop. So we are just doing the job to make it stand out more than anything. And you know, if you take every tip like you've been getting into account, I am sure that you're gonna get like amazing results. So first of all, I want you to see your screen right now. We have 6 templates here. 3 of the ones in the front are made by us, and the other ones are gotten from the internet, like from other inspiration boards or pages. First tip that I want to give you for Black Friday is experimenting with color. As you can see here, the things that stand out the most are things with a lot of images like popping out with color, great vectors. Make your brand, like if you have a children's brand, for example, you can add little stars, you can make it extra cute to stand out, because people are going to see a bunch of emails this season. Every store is bombarding with information, but they're going to see black most commonly, because it's Black Friday, so people go with the very usual stuff. So they're going to see black and white mostly. And if you go and you think outside of the box, and maybe you use your brand like colors, design guideline colors, and make them stand out, you're gonna get more views, and people are gonna get more attention to what you're showing in your designs if you experiment with color. Next tip is using countdown timers. Susana mentioned it before. Fear of missing out is a great way to make people buy from you. They don't want to miss the amazing opportunity to get a promotion. Then maybe this is the most important time of the year to get a good discount. So adding a countdown timer in your email is a great way to create this sense of pressure, so they know they have a time frame to take action and buy you the product from you. So if you add, maybe you can get like just 24 hours for a specific discount, and then you get timers for probably, then you can send another email with 48 hours, but it's less discount. And you're going to create this expectancy that people are know that they have to buy now. They can wait like another hour, because if they wait an hour, they don't get this great discount you're offering right now. So using countdown timers is a great way to create this pressure sense in a way. You can add them at the end of the email, so they watch the whole thing, they read your whole email, and then they get this timer. Or you can put them in the banner. We can do that too. Sometimes we do that too. First thing they see is the time is running out. So you can do either ways, but make sure that it stands out, that it's in a color that contrasts your background. As you can see here, we have black and white, so you can see it straight away. And yeah, that's another good tip for Black Friday and Cyber Monday. The third one is using an interesting way to rebuild your discount. So sometimes we don't want to show it straight away. We don't want like the big percentage first thing they see. So you can add a little mystery with 3 different types of rebuilding discounts, which are a scratch card, blurred image, so they don't see the discount straight away, or maybe a torn page, which is example I'm showing in the image with the hand holding the mobile. You can see that it shows like it's turning the page in the email, and it shows like exclusive access. So it also gives you an illusion that it's more VIP, and that you're being treating especially than from the rest of the buyers. So yeah, that's a really good way to increase the interest from the people that are going to buy and receive your emails. Fourth tip is showcasing your product in a fun and interesting way. So we use a lot of GIFs, especially in this season. We want people to like be excited when they open the email, so they don't see really boring, like normal template as we usually like. Probably you send a campaign which is usually the same colors, and it's still image and everything. But right now we want to be more creative. We want to create this way to people have fun. So you can add, maybe as the images you can see, you can add a little neon lights. You can add animation like the image in the middle, or confetti to make it seem like fun, and that you're being like excited about the VIP list being open. So there's really a lot of ways to do this. But yeah, make it interesting, make you like stand out from the rest, and make it fun for everyone to watch. Fifth tip is to create expectation. This goes with things my colleagues have said before. You don't want to show the product straight away or the discount straight away. As Marina mentioned before, like with the teaser campaigns, you want people to keep opening your email. So if you have a campaign which has teasers before, and then you're slowly creating this interest, building expectancy, and people like don't know what to wait, they're going to continue opening your emails until they have the actual discount in their screens. So a great way design-wise to create this expectation is probably the 2 examples that I showed you here. One of them is marking your calendar, so they are waiting for the day to come to open the email that they're going to receive, and they're going to see the discount that you have for them. That makes them excited, and that makes them curious about what's going on. And also in the first example on your left, you don't really have much copy. You don't really have a lot of images or flashy things. You're just making them like, you're just telling them to keep watching, to keep opening your emails, and to keep expecting something great which is coming up soon. So that is also a great way to create expectations from people. Sixth tip is highlight the sale. We don't want people to like scroll a lot or think through a lot of stuff. So you want to show them if you have a really good like percentage in terms of sale, you want to show them straight away. So for example, 65% is a big discount. You want to make it like stand out the most. That's the first thing people are going to see. And if they're interested in the big percentage that you're offering, they're gonna surely scroll through, or they're gonna click on your email and make a purchase. So highlight, if you have like a big sale, highlight it. It's the best thing that you can do. That's what people are looking for. They're looking for savings. So if they're getting that, they're surely going to be interested in your emails. And last but not least is transmitting excitement and have fun. And this goes for everyone, for you as a business owner, and also for your team, and also for the client. If you are having fun, if you're being creative, if you're thinking outside of the box, people are going to be as excited as you. I promise they're going to be as excited as you when receiving your email. So they're going to see GIFs. We do this with GIFs, usually with colors, with movement. People get excited, they see your product and they want to buy it. They don't want to miss out. So the best tip that I can give you is just to have fun. Don't take it like too seriously in terms of design. And yeah, this is the time for you to like maybe test some crazy ideas you have like in the closet or something. You can use them right now. So that's it. If you don't have any questions, I think we can move over with Lucia. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Danny. Great tips. So next we have Lucia, who's a Klaviyo expert and an email marketing ninja. She is here to tell you how important it is to be technically sound. As far as strategy design is concerned, that's all good, but we also need to be technically very strong. And with that, we coming to the end of a presentation, but hold on, we still have two very, very important segments left. So thanks, Danny, and over to you, Lucia.
Thank you, Monica. So thank you for the introduction. I hope everyone is still holding on. Yeah, and I'll just move on to some technical do's and don'ts of email marketing in general and for Black Friday specifically. So the first one would be, I don't know if you can see it. Oh, there. Thank you. So the first one would be to establish a naming system for your emails. So I know that this can be a time where you're sending out a lot of emails and you have a lot of templates going on, you have a lot of flows. So you want to, and if you're not the only one that's managing the Klaviyo account and you don't know everything that's going on, maybe you have I don't know, the marketing assistant coming in the Klaviyo account and just looking around, and yeah, just you want to have a naming system so that you can easily identify the emails and the flows and everything. So what we usually do is we put the date first, then the name of the campaign, and then we put like 2 bars and we put what the segmentation is for that campaign, for example. And that's going to make it a lot easier to spot, you know, what you want to do, and yeah, basically just the name of each campaign. The next one would be to remember to set an expiration date and a use limit to discount codes. So this is super important, and here's how this is a screenshot for Shopify. So it is very important to do this, because if you, for example, if you don't limit the use of the coupon, if you're doing a discount and you send out a discount code and you don't limit that code to 1 use per customer, then the person is gonna be able to use it as long as they want. And maybe you don't want to do that, because maybe that's gonna, you know, hurt the revenue. You maybe want to offer that that discount only once to that customer. And also setting up an ending date, because maybe you're offering a discount that is not usually offered, you know, maybe a 40% discount, or I don't know, 50% discount, whatever it is. And if you don't set an ending date, then the customers are going to be able to use it even after Black Friday. And you definitely don't want to do that. And trust me, people are going to try it. I don't know if you've done it, but I have, like, maybe testing out old codes and saying, like, oh, maybe this one will work. Or maybe just searching online. So yeah, just be sure to set that up. Then the next one would be to check the snippets regularly. So this is a time where a lot of people are using Klaviyo, a lot of people are using Shopify, WooCommerce, all of the platforms. So some things may go wrong, and you want to be constantly checking that everything is in place. So for example, for some flows, you have to have a snippet set in the code of the shop. And that is for the add to cart flow and for the browse abandon flow, for example. And sometimes those snippets just, they sort of like disappear, or they may not be working well, and they may not be picking up the actions that the possible customers are doing. So you want to check them regularly just to make sure that they're working correctly. And also, just as an extra, be sure to check the integrations as well. So if you're, connecting Klaviyo to Shopify, or Klaviyo to another, review platform, just make sure that everything is working correctly. Then the next tip would be to personalize the emails. This is something that's so easy, and so many brands are not doing it. Just play around with it, because it impacts a lot more when the person sees their name, for example, in a subject of an email. So here you can see the example of this is for a flow that it says, the name directly. So for example, if it's not the same to say, it looks like you left something behind, rather than saying, it looks like you left something behind, Fran or Katie or Sophie or whoever it is. And also you can play around with the products as well. So if a person has browsed a specific product, you can put that name of the product in the subject line. And yeah, that's pretty cool as well. And remember to just in the body of the emails, remember to personalize that as well. Because yeah.
She froze.
I think we lost.
It'll just look a lot more professional. It'll be a lot more efficient. The brand. Sorry. Yeah. So let's go to the last one. Oh, is it? Let me just stop my video. Maybe it's.
Yeah, you're back.
I'm back. Okay. I'm in a country where the internet connection is not really good for video calls sometimes. Did you catch everything? Do you want me to repeat maybe something? I don't know where I was cut off.
No, it's good. It's good. You were okay.
Okay, cool. So the last tip is to put the links in all the emails, and remember to test them. Remember to test all of the emails. Yeah, and just to make sure that everything's working correctly. And then the last one would be, yeah, to remember to A/B test. It's the basis of marketing. And yeah, it's just so important to test first to a group of your subscribers, see which works best, and then send that to the rest. And I advise that you test subject lines, that you test emojis, that you test buttons, lengths of copy. Just make sure to play around with that and see whichever works best, and just go with that one. And let's move on to the don'ts. So just some things that you should not be doing within email. So the first one would be to not buy an email list ever. Don't ever do this. It just hurts deliverability so bad. it will make people mad that they're receiving emails that they haven't subscribed for. And a lot of people are doing this. So just make sure that you don't, that your list is healthy, that the deliverability is good. Because yeah, it'll just hurt in the end if you do something that's, you know, shady. The second don't would be don't overwhelm users with emails. Just don't, this is a time where users are receiving a lot of emails. Yeah, we don't recommend it to buy a list, just because, you know, it's not relevant. People haven't subscribed to your email, so why would you be bombarding them with emails that, you know, they're not interested in? Just try to be a little bit more aggressive with your marketing, maybe do be a little bit more aggressive with pop-ups, just to try to collect those emails in a more authentic way. Don't overwhelm users with emails. This would be a second one. So it's a time where it's a little bit more valid to send more emails, but just make sure that you're not sending a lot of emails to the same people and to people that are clearly not interested in buying, because what will be the outcome of that is either they will be marking them as, oh, thank you. Thank you for that. Yeah, that's actually a really good article on why you shouldn't be buying an email list. So what will happen if you're overwhelming users with emails is they'll either mark you as spam or they will unsubscribe, and you'll lose that contact for, you know, for the future. So yeah, just try not to be so frequent with emails. And one tip that you can do is if you saw that the person has already bought, then you can, you know, exclude them from the campaign and keep on emailing people that haven't, or maybe try it out, like segmenting, okay, people that have bought, what can I send to them? What can I send to people that haven't bought? Yeah, just try to play around with segmentation rather than blasting the whole email list at once. Then the next one would be don't send emails that you haven't planned. This is a time where, you know, you maybe come up with a crazy idea like, oh, let's extend the sale, or let's offer something else. Let's do another email of whatever it is, and just don't send emails that you haven't planned. It's super important to plan with anticipation, so that you are not like just in the middle of the Black Friday craziness and you come up with new ideas. So yeah, that would be the third one. Then we can move on to the next one. Thank you. Don't send, and this is sort of like connected to the last one, don't send a campaign that you haven't proofread. And this is super important because an email that is just not proofread, it shows, and it just yeah, it just makes the brand a lot less valuable, and it makes it seem like a lot less legit, you know. And here it's an example of an email with 5 typos. I'm gonna give you a couple of seconds just so that you can see if you can spot them. So yeah, you can just read it and see if you can spot the typos. I hope you have. There's 5 of them, and yeah, here you can see which ones are. If you can press on the next buttons so that we can see the there. Thank you. So yeah, here you can see the 5 mistakes. So there are 2 that are very, very visible, which is a bag reminder and memories misspelled. But there's also the apostrophes missing in isn't and it's, and also a full stop missing after generations. And this may seem like, you know, not so important, but it really can, you know, be sort of like a turnoff for customers. So yeah, and let's move on to the next one. And yeah, just this is something that hasn't most people are not doing it, and it's super important. Don't ever send a campaign without testing how it looks on different devices. We have a lot of different platforms that we use in order to see, you know, how it looks on an Android, how it looks on an iPhone, how it looks on a tablet, on an iPad, or on a specific desktop. Yeah, just make sure that you see how the email looks first before sending it. And also be sure that you are sort of like adapting the design for it to look good on dark mode, because so many people are using dark mode in their cell phones now. And it's super important to have an email that looks good on dark mode. So yeah, that's about it on the do's and don'ts. So we can move back to you, Monica, if no one has a question.
Yeah, thanks, Lucia. Super important tips. It's crazy how some of the biggest brands we've seen do some of these very, very egregious but simple mistakes. So thank you so much. With that, we've come to the end of the content. And now if everybody's thinking, okay, this looks like too much work, it's gonna be really hard to remember all of this. And, you know, we just have 1 month left. Who's gonna do all of that? So here's where we come in. Look, we are not trying to sell anything, but if you feel that your store could do with additional help, or you need the experts to do all of this for you, which is setting up flows and especially setting up campaigns for you, especially during the Black Friday, then we have an offer for just the invite for the attendees of this webinar. And if you can come to the next screen, Susanna. So yeah, just for a very limited time, in fact, we're gonna close registrations in the next 10 days. We are offering a package of all the Black Friday campaigns, which would be around 12 campaigns for just 999. This usually costs to our other clients upwards of 2,000, but just because we're doing this as a marketing promotional offer for just a limited time and for limited stores, we're going to offer it for 999. This includes everything, end-to-end management. So strategy, planning, design, copy, execution, and report. If you want, after this, you can even have a set of flows. If you don't have flows for your store, flows are really important. But if you don't want anything, then that's it. We'll just do this and we'll be on our way after this. So I'm just gonna put it in the chat. If anybody is interested, you all can sign up on this landing page, or you can write to me personally at monica@hustlermarketing.com. In case you want to have paid audits for your store to see how your email marketing is looking, what are some gaps, you can book a call with us. Or if you want to just, aside from Black Friday, just need email marketing help, then also you can book a call with us and we can look into your store and see what we can do. So I'm gonna put this link down below in the chat. So yeah, that's all the content that we had for you guys. We're gonna share the recording of this webinar on our YouTube channel. So I will reach out to all the attendees of the webinar very soon with a link to the recording. So in case you missed out some parts, you can check that out. And if you're interested in this offer, let me know soon, because we don't want to take too many clients also. Last time we did this webinar, we got a lot of people sign up. So we have very limited availability left. On that note, if anybody has any questions or like to speak, come on the camera, please let me know. I'll allow you to switch on your camera and speak to us.